Hey, what's up? A little shop update, and I am putting finish on this gaming table, and maple is a booger to staying, but I think we've crossed our fingers, hope this works with a shellac and denatured alcohol mix, letting that set, putting it on to a 50-50, little like 60-40 mixture, wiping it on, letting it set, then sanding it off, and then going on the stain. So it's a long process, but hopefully it'll turn out. But I want to show you the table so far. And so here is the board gaming table. So I can customize this to any size, really, and really any legs. These are the leg detail that the customer picked out. But what it is you have slots here for... Again, don't look at it. This isn't finished yet, fully finished, but you can just see it in the rough. Gaming pieces, so people can put gaming pieces, slots to be able to put cards, and then I've got cup holders that will sit in all these spots. Also have storage bins, units on both sides to be able to store game pieces or anything else that's in there, and have a nice little lid on top of it. The cellar is 36 inches across, and it's 3 inches deep, so it's enough to be able to put a nice like little felt pad in it if someone wants to do that. I'm a woodworker, I don't make felt pads, but that is kind of the gaming table. And then over here are the 3-leaf tops, so it's got 3 leaves that'll sit on top of it, and each one of these leaves has like an underside structure that's kind of operates as like a what'd you call it, an apron of a table to help keep it stable for wood movement. I also oriented the grain of the wood. Normally you would look at a tabletop and the grain runs this direction, but on this tabletop the grain is running, you know, side to side horizontally, not vertically. Part of that is because when you're bringing these things together and potential slight wood movement, your leaves of doing ingrain to ingrain is not very good, so you do that one just solid edge grain all in it, and it's going to have brass inserts and male and female parts for each and every one of them. And I'll show you kind of how I designed this mechanism to fit. So yeah, let's check it out. All right, so this was just the jig that I made to see if it was going to work, to figure out all my measurements and everything else. But ultimately, you're going to have under each leaf is you'll have a stretcher that runs underneath it. It acts as an apron, helping keep it down. Now, in this on plywood, I didn't, but I bored out big enough holes to be able to drill in there, and then washers allowing for the wood movement. And then I did all my measurements to inset. And then what I'm using is this I can't even pronounce it. K is in some sort of foam that's rigid but also soft, that's not going to rub and wear on the finish over time, and is replaceable and can be replaced by the client, you know, say 15 years from now or 10 years from now or however long you want, because it's going to be a nice glued to this. But what it allows to do is, instead of the wood rubbing wood, it allows for a nice pressing tight friction fit. Now, I also don't have these on the under ones running, like extending out past it. This is again just my test piece where I just was figuring out my depth. The other thing that I'm putting underneath here on them are these little like felt pads, will be on the underneath side of them. That way it just raises it up just enough for the cup holders that set proud, as well as the lids that set a little bit proud. This allows it to just sit above that, where the wood is not rubbing and going to tarnish that over time. But I also, on one of the pieces, put a stretcher across here too. I don't have to really worry about wood moving and boring out big holes, because again, it's on just one board that's vertically, and the wood will be able to still move, but it's drilled in. And then it has like a half-inch piece about a half-inch piece of foam that is glued to it, that allow it for the pressing and the stopping to know where to stop it, so that every time you set the table on there, it's going to be oriented and evened out, spaced out evenly every single time. So that was what I used to get that set. So yeah, the process is coming together. I can't wait to see this thing finished. I wish I would have like documented the build, but life's just busy, and it's really hard when you only got 300 subscribers to really like justify all the time when you're like trying to figure this out just to do it. But I'm really pleased with this board gaming table and would love to make more. If anybody wants to order one, like honestly, I would prefer not to make it out unless if I made it out of maple again. I don't even want to stain it. Just it blotches too much. But we're figuring it out. But man, I would love to make this out of like cherry, oak, white oak, red oak. I mean, walnut would be amazing in this, and do some like brass or gold, you know, table insets. But overall, I'm very, very happy with this table and can't wait to get it out of the shop and into the client's home and move on to the next project. But that is, I guess you would call the Eberly gaming table, Richard Eberly Furniture and Design gaming table. Because really, I just kind of, with the client, figured it all out and took his idea and ran with it. Just another day in the life of a one-man shop, furniture shop, trying to figure this whole thing out. This has been a very challenging build. I'll show pictures of this once it's finished and set in place, but I don't know. I just love pushing myself and seeing what I'm capable of doing. The time that it takes, the focus and attention that it takes, some of the screw-ups that it takes. I mean, I'm looking at 2 rails that I screwed up on. But I figured this thing out, and I'm proud of myself for that. That's one of the things that I desire is, like, I think so much in life people don't take on challenges that stretch themselves. They need immediate, but like, man, it just engages your mind, it engages your hands, and I just love pushing myself to see what I'm able to do, because I want to continue to climb the level of craftsmanship in my skill and the thing that I love to do. And you're never going to get better. You're never going to become like just a sought after fine furniture maker, craftsman, or anything else in your craft if you don't push yourself and risk the chance of failure. Even with like the staining stuff, like, man, I wanted to kind of give up. Like, the client was actually very discouraged and like nervous about it, and instead of like freaking out, I kind of keep the duck mentality. You know, you keep cool above water, and you maybe freak out internally, but instead of pouting, you just kind of dig deep and say, all right, I'm going to figure it out. And so what did I do? I went into the deep dive archives of Fine Woodworking magazine, and just read and then experimented. Maybe it cost me a little bit more money, a little bit. I'm still going to do well on this table. It cost me a little bit more time, but for future projects, like, man, I'd rather pay this price now than screw something up in the future not knowing what it takes or knowing how to problem solve this. It also allows me to give guidance to people. Not that I don't like maple. I love maple, but I just don't like maple stained. And we'll be able to give people that heads up and warning in the future when they come to me wanting something like that. I'm able to let them know about it. So I'll show you some videos of the finished product. All right, gaming table, check it out. Look, it's really cold, and I don't really want to be in the shop right now. And so I've got this setting in here, but it's turned out really nice. Really happy with it. All the cup holders are really, really pretty. It's got a nice sheen to it. It's got a really just cool look to it. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It's not my personal style, but clients love it, so that's what happy. Again, gaming table, got slots for everybody. Card holders. What about tripped? It's got storage areas. They can take this stuff off. They can put it on. And the tabletops are right over there. And just have to have one more coat of finish. My heating and air area where I have climate control is pretty packed right now. But overall, really cool table build. And would love to maybe do another one of these for somebody someday. But this is the Eberly gaming table. You can suck at Wormwood and all you other ones. No, not really. Their stuff is absolutely incredible. But this was my take at it. Custom design with a client. And you'll get more pictures soon. But there's the gaming table. So anyways, thanks for watching. Get out there, keep woodworking, keep sawmilling, because I love to do that as well. And then, man, just keep chasing your dreams. Thanks for watching. Bye.